You're listening to the G-Spot podcast with Bri
and Alex,
where we dive into personal growth, lifestyle, relationships, and everything in between.
Chill with us every Wednesday for good vibes and real talk.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the G-Spot podcast. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, y'all. Thanks for joining us today. We are enjoying the day. It's Friday, a little lack of work, and just hanging out. Well,
yeah,
Friday,
for sure.
When you hear this, it's hump day.
Wednesday. Our days are all mixed up right now. Yeah, we typically don't record on this day. It's true. Yeah, it feels a little weird, but cool. Like it feels like a weekend.
Yeah, great.
And it's throwing me off a little bit, but I like it.
I mean, it is a weekend. It's the start of one, so we're okay.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so today we wanted to talk about just learning to love your body in this body shaming culture that we live in.
Yep.
So much pressure, right? So we're just going to get into that in a little bit. But first, Alex, you've dyed your hair.
I dyed my hair in my redhead.
You're a redhead now.
I'm a redhead. So I have always loved red hair, especially, I mean, just forever. Like any ginger girl, just know if I was in your class, I was staring at your hair, just like dreaming that I could.
It's a gorgeous color. Oh my God.
I really love it. I just was ready for a change and ready to I don't know. I needed a cut. I needed some refresh.
Hell yeah.
So it was a fun little journey to get here. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much.
It looks so freaking good. I love it. I'm always scared to dye my hair. I don't know. Like I would like to try a color like that.
Mm-hmm.
I even thought to myself, it would probably look like shit, but maybe blonde at one point, just to try it once. Have you ever been blonde? Like, have you ever gone like super, super light?
I've been super, super light. I've had like a balayage, right? So I think I say that right. Like really light along with like really light brown, like blonde and then light brown. So it really meshed really well. So I've tried that. I've had really, really dark hair with like purple highlights.
Love that.
But for the most part, I stay natural too. Like I just eventually it'll grow out and I'll just maintain my brunetteness.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should do it.
I should.
I know.
I should. Maybe at least like a couple of times, you know. And I think like I said, the red and the blonde they're totally opposite, but like I'd try it. Yeah. I would definitely try it.
Try it.
Yo. For sure. So, okay, I was looking at your updates, Alex, and we were both doing like the same thing last week. We were like getting rid of clothes. We're on the same wavelength.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got rid of a shit ton of clothes. I was like, why is that still here? It's so good to just start fresh. And especially like spring is coming up. So like that's a perfect time to do that, right? But like, y'all, if you haven't done that, highly recommend you just go through your closet and just toss or donate. Mine were a little too old to donate. That's why I didn't do that. But yeah.
That's what I did too. Like
it feels good.
I like to do it at least once or twice a year, just go through my clothes. But this was like a hard edit. Like I just had to get rid of like tirada t-shirts I just wear like to lounge around in, but they have like stains on it or holes. I'm like, gosh, I'm just so ready for a pick-me-up. And
right,
shopping really is a pick-me-up for me, to be honest. I was like, if I get rid of stuff, then I'm making room for more stuff. Like
get the stuff that like you love, like that you like, that you need to replace because it makes you feel way better. And I am practicing that now because before it was like I'll see the same shit in my closet and just leave it there. Like I don't really pile on clothes, but I just, since I'm not like a huge shopper, I wouldn't even go and replace them sometimes. So it's just now getting into the habit of actually like, you know what? I'm sick of seeing this in here. Let's toss it or donate, like get rid of it. So yeah.
Yeah. I think like a part of my push to like edit my closet and was just that since I've become a mother, I don't want to say lost my identity, but it's definitely taken a backseat. So like just throwing on clothes, picking my hair up in a messy bun, like maybe I do my makeup, maybe I don't, like almost zero effort. Like that was just my like no effort. But I feel my best when I put in effort to do my hair, to do
For
my
sure.
makeup, to wear things that make me feel good. And this like is a perfect opportunity to like tie in with our topic today, I feel like, cuz that's
It
I mean, we talked about
is.
like self-love and I wasn't loving myself in
Yeah.
warm-ups and a t-shirt. It just wasn't really who I am.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
it was
No,
nice
I
to
we're on
work
the
on
same
that.
page. We're on the same page for sure. Like it's so easy to forget about your physical appearance.
Mhm.
And we both work from home, so that and you if you all work
Exactly.
from home, you know the struggle.
It
You
is
know the struggle.
hard.
Can't even put on shoes, like wearing my PJs, and then at the end of the day I kind of feel like ass cuz I'm like, oh, like I feel like I was just a slob. Like I look like a slob all day.
Yes.
And so I've started, at least a couple of times a week. I dedicate myself to not staying in my PJs. I go in and actually pick something decent and not just a sweatshirt, but like something actually decent. I can actually go to a cafe and wear it. Like that's kind of like my
Yes.
thought process. Like, okay, if I could step outside and go to a cafe and wear this, then like it's good, in case I do want to
100%.
go work somewhere else. So that's always nice. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely similar to what we're talking about. Like it's a good way to go into it.
Mhm.
So we wanted to talk about just the impact of social media influence and like diet culture and like all this crap, like TikTok, the toxic side of that can just like impact us, and not just young people, but like everybody,
Mhm.
men and women, like it's impacting everybody. And plastic surgeries, like obviously, like on the rise, like it's been on the rise for a while. And like
Mhm.
I'm not against that, but we'll get into it, of like focusing on self-love first before going into those big decisions, and like being influenced in that
Right.
way is, I don't think, the best way to go about it. but
Yeah. I
but
think
yeah.
a lot of the times you're on social media and you see people that look really thin and really fit and they're really into fitness, and while it does serve as a good motivation, um I don't really think that should be the bar that's set. Like, I don't think we all have to be like, okay, that's what I have to do this and to do that. Like, I think feeling the best about yourself first and
Mm.
then making some healthier decisions. I don't think it has to be, I have to look like a stick in order to be attractive, because that's not really true. And I think the people that we follow also play an impact on us, like the people that you choose to follow on social media and who you pay attention to. And I'm not trying to throw any shade at the Kardashians, but it's you like you can't just, I mean, you
Yeah.
can, I mean, they do, but it like being thick is like so in, like let me put an ass, let me put thighs, like fill my lips, fill my breasts, like
Yeah.
curvy is now, it curvy is like in,
Yeah.
and then everybody did it, and I've seen everybody who didn't even need it
Yeah.
look bizarre a bit, with their
Yeah.
the things that were not natural, and now it's like stick figure thin is really in. Now you see like the Kardashians and everyone else who's about that, like they take out their transplants. Now they're like super, super thin and they've made some
Yeah.
adjustments, and now it's like, so now we're just
So we're
gonna
shifting back, like we're going
we're
back and
shifting
forth. Like, what
back.
is the
Like
trend? It's a weird thing when women's bodies become a trend.
it
Like,
is
what is
so
that?
fucking weird and I hate
Like,
it.
what is that? Like, in the
Right.
90s, I guess it was also like stick thin, and like, and
Right.
then we got, I mean, it was still stick thin, I guess, probably like early 2000s, I would say, still the
Mhm.
same kind of body type, and then super thick, super curvy, celebrating curvaceousness, and then back to the same thing. And it's so weird how we've
Yeah,
turned ourselves
my body's
into a
not a fucking
trend.
trend. Like I'm not
Like, we
here to
all,
serve a trend. Like I
exactly,
live
I'm
in
not
one.
here to serve a trend for sure. Like, I'm just trying to exist. Like, don't make it harder than it needs to
For
be.
real. I don't, and
Oh
it's not
god.
healthy to like fluctuate your body so much to whatever society says it's okay for the time. It's actually fucking bullshit, to be
I
honest.
know. And even like the most difficult part of it is like, and not just trendy, but like those trends, people know that if they jump on them and they turn into those Barbie doll, like they turn into those people, post on social media, they can grow their Instagram and they can actually make money from it.
Mhm.
So it's also like a financial gain, a motivation, if you start changing up your body to the standard, right? And so now it's not just, before social media, I guess, that wasn't a motivator. but now you can become Instagram famous, rich, thousands per post, right? Like, ooh, who wouldn't want that? So people are just motivated by that as well, to look at their body differently and say, fuck this, I'm going to go for the trend. I'm going to go get bigger ass, smaller ass, whatever, for the financial gain.
Right.
And it's like, is it worth it though?
Is it worth
I don't
it?
know.
I
I mean,
mean,
maybe for you,
maybe.
maybe.
I guess like what's important, I think, is loving your body at whatever stage it's at and just treating it
Mm-hmm.
good and being respectful to yourself and not criticizing 24/7 because you don't look like the people on your feed. Being you is beautiful. Your journey to where you are is beautiful. Like, I think people need to take a step back and realize that your body has gotten you through 100% of your fucking days. Like, it has
Mm-hmm.
done its best for you. And so just taking a moment to acknowledge that and appreciate it before you're like just choosing
Like bashing
to
yourself.
bashing yourself, nasty towards yourself.
Yeah.
It's really,
Yeah. And
really in today's society.
and I was gonna get into that too. Like, and I was gonna mention even before that, just the trends that I've been seeing are just crazy and they're not new. But even like in K-pop culture, like if you know what that world is, like I was recently like exposed to it and like just knowing what these K-pop idols like go through. And I was even seeing videos of like there's managers, like their managers snap food from them so that way they're not eating. And these are
Wow.
people that people look up to. Like K-pop is huge in America too. Like it's not
Mhm.
just Korea. So you're looking up to that as well, and just knowing that behind the curtain though, like there's a lot of pain and suffering,
Mhm.
but that's what they're idolizing.
Yeah.
And it's not really the K-pop idols' fault. I mean, who knows how they even got there? Maybe they didn't even want to be in that industry. But the fact that it's just normalized to just have them not eat, like, come on.
It's wild.
That's
It's not
just,
healthy.
it's really bad. It is just terrible. And they get severe exhaustion. So, all of these things, part of the culture, diet culture, social media, like, this is all deeply impacting us, even if we don't realize it at first.
Right.
Um, and so, first of all, I just wanted to mention that, like, I was watching Jillian Michaels recently because I am on a health journey, right? This is
Yeah.
legitimately for my health because diabetes runs in my family, and I do get a little bit worried about that.
Mhm.
But Jillian, she was very honest on. She has a YouTube channel. Y'all should go follow her too. But people, I guess, don't like her. Maybe she's a little controversial, so maybe not. But the only thing I did like what she said is like reject weight loss as a measure of health, and starving the weight off is impossible without damaging your body. And it's true. I don't know why everyone on social media keeps pushing, and TikTok especially, like pushing these weird under 1,200 calorie like diets. Like, what are you doing?
I know.
I can't think on that amount of food. Like,
I
you
hear
can't
you.
even get up with any sort of energy if you're eating like that. And so it's just important to realize that if you're focusing on your body for any sort of weight loss, starvation is obviously, it's not going to do it. It's just activity and balance. And please don't listen to all the shit that these random social media people like have to say about dieting. No,
Yeah,
absolutely not.
I
Not true.
agree. I just think like the goal should be like if you're not happy with where you're at, and that's fine, appreciate where you're at and appreciate
Yeah.
your body, but also your goal should be to be healthy, not to be a stick figure
Stick
or
thin or
stick
thick.
thin
Like,
or to look like somebody else or like that's just
yeah.
not realistic. Like you should look like you, however you is supposed to look, or in your mind.
Our
For your
bodies are
own
so different. Like, our
right.
bodies are so different and they work so differently, and we are burning different types of energy, like different amounts of energy, calories, like all this stuff is
Mhm.
so different. Like, we can't just follow someone else's progress, verbatim. Like, we're
Mhm.
going to have to figure out what works for us, what is a nice balance, and learn about, and obviously go to the doctor and just make sure that you are like okay.
Healthy.
Don't even try to do it all by yourself if you are like on a a health journey that's maybe uh could be maybe a risk, or like you just need to consult a doctor. That's
Right.
all I'm trying to say. Like, don't listen to TikTok, like listen to your doctor.
Right.
Please.
I
But
don't
yeah.
know. I don't know one single woman. I can't name one who has never felt shame about their body, who has never been like, "Ugh, I
Mhm.
hate myself," or "Ugh, I'm so gross," or "Ugh, I need it." You know what I mean? Like, I don't know one girl, woman who's ever just been like, "Oh my gosh, I just love myself. I have always loved myself." Like, and that's because society puts so much fucking pressure on us to look perfect. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Joe from a fucking across the street has a dad bod
Dad bod is in. Yeah.
and
Oh
he's
yeah.
cool. Doesn't
Yeah.
even put moisturizer on his fucking face or on his hands, and
Yeah.
he's like
Using
the
shampoo on
thing.
his face. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like
Yeah.
we
It's
just have so
very
much
different.
pressure. Yeah.
We do have so much fucking, it is hard to ignore it. It
Mhm.
really is. um and I'll say, like, with my own experience and my own like body issues, i've um I've caught myself, like, I'll look at old pictures maybe of when I was like thinner or something. I'll be like, oh, like, I'll feel bad, and I'm like, why am I feeling bad? Like, I'm in a totally different space in my life.
Mhm.
um and from what I remember, like, when I was at like a lower weight, it was honestly, I was a little bit stressed out because we had like some family issues going on. And I'm like, why am I thinking like this?
Mhm.
And it just, these random thoughts come to you. And so you just have to learn to set them aside and just be
Mhm.
like, be present. Like, that's the past you. And it's not about being thinner or like losing weight. Like, it's about your health. It's
Mhm.
about making sure that, let's say I do want to like have kids, I want that to be like a healthy process,
Mhm.
and I don't want to have any risks, if I can
Right.
prevent it. I just want to be preventable.
Right.
So when those thoughts come up, and it's heartbreaking. Um, and some days I'll look in the mirror and I'll like what I see. Some days I don't, and it's, it can go like this.
Mhm.
And I'm really trying to balance, keeping the positive mindset and not putting myself down, because why?
Right.
And I guess that's where social media and all that comes into play. It's deep rooted. We don't really know why we think like this. We just do. Like, it's
Mhm.
deep in there. And I don't like it, and I'm working on it.
I love that. Yeah, I think that your journey to feeling your best self is just up to you, and it shouldn't be placed in the hands of other people that you don't fucking know. I know for me, like when I look back at old pictures, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I was so skinny, I was so cute." But in reality, in that moment, when I was young, I hated my body. I hated the way I looked. I thought I was big then. I'm bigger now and I'm still like, and here's the thing, like with me personally, I have like body dysmorphia in reverse. Like I look in the mirror and I'm like, "Damn, I look fucking good." Like I'm fucking on fire. My style's on fire. My hair's good. My makeup's good. I go to
Hell yeah.
whatever event I'm doing or going to or whatever,
Yeah.
and someone will snap a fucking picture of me, and I'm like, hmm, that's not really. Is it you too?
That
Oh,
same thing.
what
No,
is it?
that is the same thing. So like I said, when I look in the mirror and I either hate it or like love it, right? But the days that, most of the time I will say, I'll look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, like, hell yeah. And then, like you said, you'll see a picture or a video of yourself and
I'm
you're
like,
like,
who's I know?
I look like that, but that is so bad. Like, it's so bad of us to do. So I think it's also a matter of, I don't know the psychology of it, but I think it's also literally we're seeing different things. Like, our eyes see something different, like, and the photo will capture something
Oh
completely
my
different that we just don't
god!
see. Kind of like, how in the mirror we're flipped image. And if we see ourselves the way that other people see us, it's like, whoa, what? I don't look like that. What do you mean?
Right? No.
So it's so weird. It's a mixture of like not understand, like not comprehending how other people see us,
Yeah.
and also just kind of accepting, like, oh, okay, like, I don't know, it could have just been a bad angle too. Like
Yeah.
that could be it.
Right.
But yeah, that happens to me too.
It's
I
so
hate it.
weird. I was telling my mom recently, it was like a few months ago, I'm like, there's something wrong with me. And she's like, why? And I'm like, I think I look great. And then I see pictures and I'm like, that's not what I thought I looked like. But I feel like the key takeaway is that regardless of how I think I like the picture shows me that I really looked or however,
Right.
is that I left the house feeling fucking fantastic. I felt confident.
Yeah.
Like really my mindset was like, I feel good, I look good. And that to me is more important than
Yes.
that picture. Like to be honest, like I
Fuck the
felt really good.
picture.
Yeah, fuck those
Yeah,
pictures,
fuck
man.
the picture, fuck the videos. Like, don't even like. I'm not even honestly. And this might be good, it might be bad. I don't know. But even when someone snaps a photo of me, I'm like, just keep it to yourself. Like, maybe
Yeah.
I don't want to see it right now. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to see it. It's
Yeah.
cool. Like, because if I feel confident, I know that seeing a photo of myself is
It's
just
gonna
going to be
ruin
like,
it. I
I
am
don't know.
literally the same.
Because if I'm not like posing for the photo in a certain way, like I feel like I know what I can look like in a photo and I can pull off a good picture. But if someone else is taking it, I feel that little control of like, well, you didn't take it how I wanted you to take
For
it.
real. For
So then
real.
I'm not gonna like how I look. So I'm like, let me just not look at that,
I am
and then
literally the
that's
same.
fine. And then it's fine if we don't look at the picture. Who cares?
I'm not gonna tell
If they
yeah,
post it, whatever. I'm not gonna look at the post
it's fine.
or
It's
look at it
okay.
for a
It is
second.
what it is.
Whatever.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, no.
People are always like, "Oh, do you wanna see?" And I'm like, "Nah, it's all good.
Yeah,
I'm there.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
matters." Like, well, I will literally look at it and just be like,
yeah.
"Mer, mer, mer," like down for the rest of the day. Like, damn, my double chin really took over that whole shot, no?
It is so weird. And like, yeah, so like you said, the key takeaway is like it's the feeling of us feeling confident. And if you know that
Yes.
something's gonna affect you in that moment, if you are sensitive to photos, just
Mhm.
don't look at them.
Don't look at him.
When someone takes a photo, like no one's forcing you to accept to like love a photo that someone took of you like in a bad moment.
Right.
Just accept that it was like, you know, they were just having fun. They were just
Right.
like capturing the moment. It was a fun
All good.
time, memories, and that's it.
Yeah.
We overcomplicate it.
So good.
We way overcomplicate it. So
I
keep it
know.
simple.
We're just so
Just
hard on ourselves.
don't
That
look
makes
at
me
it.
so sad. Like, we
Yeah.
really are. And I feel like for me, even when I was young, like prior to my daughter and my marriage, even no, like I never really thought that I looked terrible. I never really felt terrible. Like there were times that I felt like, man, I really gained weight or I don't really like the way I look. But that has never stopped me from, how do I say it without sounding stupid? But I have always been able to pull a guy or like find somebody attractive, or it
Right.
never stopped me from continuing on, like,
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean?
that's amazing. That's amazing because it's like your energy, it's your aura,
Yeah, and it's your
and like
confidence.
and
It's
your
like
self-confidence, and
right,
who cares what anyone looks like? It's all about how you
right,
feel about yourself because people feel that from you.
right. I
And
agree.
like, in
Like
terms
I
of like
agree with
body
whatever I'm
shaming
saying.
my in terms of like body shaming myself, like, and I went through like a long period of time where I had like a lot of acne on my face
Mhm.
and all of that, and that was also like, oh, like I was a different person. Like I didn't even want to like look at people in the eyes sometimes because I knew, like what was going on with my face. But it's I also went through that phase of accepting myself as I was. Like I wasn't gonna cover it up with makeup. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna work on like trying to heal my skin. Because it
Right,
was like literally painful, right? Like not just emotionally, but like physically painful to have this on my face. So I
right.
was trying to heal myself and I calmed myself down. I was watching just a lot of, videos on how to go about it and just taking it slowly and like learning what my skin liked and what it wanted me to do and
Mhm.
listening to my body. And in the end it ended up healing, and it took like a couple of years to fully heal. Like obviously I still break out sometimes, but it took time to heal. And like if you're on some sort of weight loss journey for your health, it's going to take time to understand what your body wants.
I love that.
Just it takes time to understand what you need and like how your body even works, like what your routine should be.
Mm-hmm.
And we always want to rush into it. We want to
Yep.
rush into things like, oh no, I want this to be done like by next week.
Right. I really love
But
that.
that's not how it works though. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that you compared that to your battle with acne. I think it's pretty dead on, like just really taking the time to learn about what your body likes, what it doesn't like, and what it feels like to like really start healing. It's not
Yeah.
about, you know what I mean? Like you reaching a certain beauty standard. It was about you feeling better. It was about you feeling more
Yeah.
healthier inside and outside. Um,
Yes.
I think that's so dead on. Really, I do. And I think that's pretty much like what my journey is starting to look like as of, now. Um, I think, now that I'm a mom, I put a lot of pressure on myself. I was really, really unhappy, especially after I had the baby. And it really took me some time to like sit back and be like, hold on, this body created a life. Like, you're
A
a
human
fucking
being.
goddess.
For
Like,
real.
you don't have like, you don't just pick at yourself and, oh, I don't like this about myself, I don't like this about myself. And now I want to do what you're doing. Like, I want to take time and figure out what my body likes, what it doesn't like what it's telling me, and like really listen so I can feel healthier, so I can not only feel it but look it on the outside. But I think feeling it is more important than looking it, in my personal opinion. So I'm excited for that journey, and I'm excited to, and I think like a part of that journey was getting my hair color changed and buying new
Yes.
clothes. Like, it's all
Oh,
about the
it's
little
such a
things
good
that go
start.
about it.
Yeah.
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 So I'm excited. And that's yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think that is definitely like that's part of the big part of self-love is being intuitive. So I guess,
Mhm.
I mean, if you're talking about intuitive living or intuitive eating, like it's all
Mhm.
about looking on the inside and just feeling it
Yes.
out. You know, like
Right.
you're like I said, your routine isn't going to match someone else's. You
Right.
know, I was gonna. So I was out looking for a 3-tier afternoon tea set accessory because,
My gosh.
hello, I'm not trying to like cut out things from my diet. Okay. Like, yes, I'm keeping it balanced. Yes, I'm keeping track of things. You know, I'm not going to go overboard because I am on a weight loss journey myself. But why not make your day enjoyable? Like, why not make your day more enjoyable? Like, have a little moment to yourself. Like, I love the idea of afternoon tea. I've never really like I love tea sets and stuff, but like you think about why afternoon tea exists, and it's you being intuitive, enjoying the moment, being present. Like it's the idea behind it, right?
Like
You're
hitting
sitting
pause.
there hitting pause on the day. Like let's say you do it like between work
Mhm.
and like signing off of work, right? Like you're taking a solid break for yourself, not rushing lunch. Like you're not just like making a quick sandwich, you know, like we do sometimes. You're slowing down. It's also a time like if you have, you know, if you're going to go chat with a friend or something, it's a good time to like have conversation, be intuitive, and just have a little, you know, have a little snack, have a
Mhm.
little snack and tea. Like, why not, you know? And
Right.
why not make it look pretty and nice? Because like you deserve it. You deserve to make things to have things that are nice and
Right.
like presentable, right? So it's just a practice of self-care. So I got into it from just the messaging behind it. It's not really about like eating pastries, right? But like it's the idea of like don't be cutting out stuff, especially if you're on a weight loss journey. Like have your moment to enjoy like a little pastry and tea or coffee, whatever. It's a moment for you, and I love that.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
There's so
I
many
want to
ways that
incorporate afternoon tea.
self-love there's just so many ways that self-love, like, ties in
Yeah.
with, loving your body. That it all
Mhm.
plays in. I think that is, like, the form of self-love that you're needing right now, is just to take a moment for yourself, to do something that you
Mhm.
enjoy, and not be rushed to the next step of your day, just to take that little pause and
Yeah,
enjoy
because
the
I can
moment
be
that
bad
you're done
about
with yourself.
rushing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can be bad about like rushing to the next thing. Like, okay, what's the next on the to-do list? So slowing
Yeah.
down from like crossing off the to-do list, I'm like, wait, like slow
Mhm.
down, like be present. Because I've had issues of looking too much in the future, looking too much in the past, usually too much in the future, and I'm not being, I'm
Mhm.
not just existing in the current moment. So I think it's a good practice. I've been
Right.
practicing meditation as well as a form of self-love, and I've been doing that pretty consistently this month, and it's made a big difference too. Like even if
Good.
it's just 1 minute to 5 minutes, like I used to do it way less often. So now I feel like my brain can just be a little more focused and like think more clearly. So I
Mhm.
think that's also just a really kind way to treat your body, your
Yeah, I
brain.
agree. I also think what's a fun little thing to add in your morning routine is, as you're getting ready to start your day in the morning, take a moment to look at yourself. And I mean, like, really look at yourself and at least tell yourself one thing that you love about yourself in the mirror. Like,
Oh,
looking
I love
at
that.
yourself. I love the way my eyes look. I love my hair. I
Yes.
love, whatever it is. And make sure that's a physical attribute because I really love that. Or even if it's not a physical
Yeah.
attribute, I think those are just as beneficial for your health in
Yeah.
general, like your mentality.
Yeah. I think it's
So,
like a good way to like set your day, like set the tone for your day, like self-love.
yeah,
Self-love
self-love.
because I mean, we say so many things to ourselves that like aren't
No.
nice. Like why do we
And
do
it's
this? We wouldn't
right.
let someone else talk to us like that.
Exactly. In a
Or like treat
society
us like
that's
that.
telling us that we're not good enough and that we don't look the part, I think it's a great way to say
Yeah.
fuck society and be like, I love
Fuck
the way I look.
society.
I love this stomach. I
Yeah.
love these hips. I love these thighs. Like, believe it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and and part of the social media aspect of it, I've been following women that are into that self confidence and
Mhm.
self love journeys. Like they're not trying to look perfect, they're not editing their photos. It's just normal women who happen to be models too. So it's actually very inspiring. Like they're making a living too, just being themselves, like
Mhm.
showing off what they got. Like they are existing as their present self. They're not
Right.
trying to change themselves. So I've been really, and luckily following that content will get people recommended to me,
Mhm.
so I'll follow those types of models, instead of the other, the other people that maybe make me not feel so good.
Right.
But anyone who's preaching authenticity and like self-confidence, like I'm obviously going to enjoy that. And keeping that in my feed, keeping the positivity in my feed is so crucial,
Mhm.
because if I ever just end up scrolling one day, and I don't want it to be filled with a bunch of crap that's making me
Right.
feel bad. And it's common sense, but like, it's a good habit to get into.
Mhm. I agree. I think, what you watch and what you look at has a lot of effect on your mental state. So if it's a lot of negative shit, if it's a lot of people that make you feel bad about yourself, I mean, and we've talked about it on other episodes, like just hit
Yeah.
unfollow. It's not a big deal. And you
Hit
know what?
unfollow. It's easy.
I don't know
It's
about
quick.
you, and I don't know if it's just a Hispanic culture thing or maybe it's just family in general, but how big of an impact is family on how you think about yourself?
Yeah. I
Oh
wanted
my
to touch on
gosh.
this because family is a big reason outside of social media and diet culture of why we feel the way we do.
100%.
Because when I would gain a little weight or lose weight, always
First
commented
first
on.
people will notice. Never
Family
miss a
first.
fucking beat.
No, you walk through the door. Oh, comment comes out
Comment.
of their mouth. I'm like, people who I haven't even talked to in forever, like comment. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm not gonna go and comment on your weight.
I
Like,
would
that's so
never say
weird to me.
exactly, I would never call
It's so
anybody
weird.
out.
And maybe they're just like concerned, but that's not the way to express concern. Like, don't be judging me
Don't call me out
for,
loud in front of everybody.
oh
Oh
god, like it's so
god.
toxic. So that is a big point. Thank you for bringing that up, because that is a huge point. That is like deep rooted fear of like judgment and like being
That's
afraid of
deep-rooted
your own
trauma.
family trauma. Yes, because why? I'm not
Because
gonna go
why?
up to you and comment, "Oh, you look like you
Right.
gained some weight." What the fuck? Like, it's just not natural to think that way to me.
It's
Like, it's
not
just
natural.
why comment?
It's
Leave it
fucking
alone.
rude. Weren't you the
Leave it
same
alone.
people that told
Oh my
me that if I
god.
had nothing nice to say, to not say it at all? Like,
Yeah,
hello,
like, practice what you
follow.
preach, please.
Right.
Oh my
Exactly. I
god.
don't know how
It
many
is
times that my family has been like, if you lose weight, if you lose this much weight, we'll reward you with something. Why don't you reward
oh
me for being
my
a good
god.
fucking person, for having a genuine
Oh.
heart?
Oh.
Blows my
Oh,
fucking
it makes
mind.
my blood boil, dude. It
Makes
makes my blood boil.
I will never do that to my daughter. I will never stare at her and
No.
cut her down when I know that
Yeah.
she feels good about herself. I will never ever fucking do that ever.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm so glad, like, at least you learned from that experience and, like, you
Yeah,
won't carry that forward. And it's so
right.
sad that, like, we had to be the people to, to experience it and, like, to
For
get that
real.
trauma, deep-rooted trauma. Because, you know, you just hear the words in your head. You hear your family's voice in your
I can
head.
hear them. Yeah.
And it's like,
Fun little nicknames. Ugh.
oh, fun little
My
nicknames.
god.
No, it's so disrespectful. And I know it's not just the Mexican culture. Like, I'm pretty sure most cultures
Or
do
like
this.
that.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just a thing. Why is
I
it a thing?
Did anyone in your family ever call you gorda? Like as a
Not, you know
nickname? It
what?
wasn't so fucking
No,
cute.
not that, but I heard it a lot.
Oh
Like,
my
not to
gosh.
me, but to, like, maybe an aunt, you know,
Yeah.
like a
Yes.
tia or something. Like, my tio would call it to my tia, you know, stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, I
I heard
hate
it,
it.
and it's like, why?
But why? But why?
That's it's so degrading, dude.
I
Like, just
know. It is so
so
I've
let's
like
change that about the
let's
culture. Like, let's
exactly.
change that. Let's stop doing that shit,
I hate
okay?
and they're
Oh
like,
my
"Oh, it's just a
god.
term of endearment." I'm like, "That's not a fucking term of
It is
endearment.
not. I don't care what
It's
anyone
a
says.
fucking cut." Like, you're trying to
Mhm.
politely, funny, like, insult somebody without it you realizing it's an insult. It's not okay.
Nope. Nope.
So annoying.
So, yeah,
And then
that's a
you'll
big one.
lose the weight, you'll drop so much weight, and then they'll come back with, like
Praise.
no, not even praise, then they'll
Oh.
come back with other insults about how you're too skinny, you need to eat something. I'm like,
Oh, you know
literally,
what?
my
No, that did
whole
happen to me. That did happen to me too. Just kidding.
gosh. It's
Mhm.
terrible.
Mhm,
It's
and I was
terrible.
younger too. Why does it happen when we're so young as well? Like, not even when we're
And
adults and we can process
right.
it kind of.
No.
But when we were kids, like, of course my weight's gonna fluctuate. I'm a kid, like,
Well,
I'm
it's like a
growing.
kid.
What
Right.
the hell? Like, why are you judging me if I'm gaining a couple of pounds? If I'm losing a pound, you're gonna praise me. If I'm gaining, you're gonna, like, shun me. Like, what is that? So we
What
learn it
is
from a
it?
young age. I don't know if men have the same. I think men might have maybe a similar experience and not as much, but maybe little comments here and there, nicknames
Mhm.
that will, but maybe they don't feel comfortable to express it to.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
could be it.
know, but you know, it's just definitely a cultural thing that we need to stop.
Oh my gosh. I
Let's
agree.
end
Let's
that.
come up with better nicknames. Let's fucking
Let's
I
just
have
leave
no idea.
weight off the table
Don't bring it up.
completely.
It's not fucking polite. It's just
Comment on my
rude.
personality, comment on whatever I'm doing, like, ask me
Comment
about,
about
I don't know, work instead of weight. Like, I'd endure that conversation
I
as
agree.
opposed to a weight conversation. Like, come on.
I know.
And the thing is that they treat it as if we're not aware of anything that's happening with our body. Like, of course we are. Aside from the detrimental trauma that our family may have caused us or you, and I'm so sorry if you have gone through that as well, but we shall all heal.
Yeah, we
I
should
think the
all get better
last we
together,
shall yes, let's all give each other a big hug.
honestly.
The last point I also wanted to make was to get your sleep.
Mm,
Um, get rid of all the noise.
mhm,
Give yourself some peace at night. Don't
mhm.
be overthinking at night and, like, telling those negative thoughts to yourself right before bed. Oh,
Yeah,
bad habit. Bad habit. I'm guilty of it sometimes, but
me
bad
too.
habit.
Me
So
too.
get your sleep and you will wake up feeling like a new person. Like, you will,
Mhm.
I don't know, you'll feel the
If you have
sunlight in a different way.
right. If you have trouble sleeping, melatonin.
Melatonin. Yes, I do take
Melatonin.
that sometimes for
Those
sure.
gummies
So
will good to go.
Hell yeah, knock you out. So highly recommend. Get the tonin, please. Get your sleep.
Okay. Yep. Get your
So
sleep. Feel better about yourself.
love
This topic
yourself.
actually really transitioned really well into my food for thought for the day.
Food for thought. Food for
Um,
thought.
food for thought. I am just a whore for TikTok. And right now, one of the hot topics
Mhm.
is this whole the girls are having drama. Beef against Selena Gomez. This includes Hailey Bieber, Kylie Jenner, Kendall, the whole squad just being a bunch of mean girls to poor Selena Gomez. And what's shitty, I think, about this is that we know that Selena Gomez has suffered from her mental state and has had to take a step
Yeah.
back, which she actually just did, I think, starting yesterday or today. But she has, I think this started honestly because she has just surpassed Kylie for the most followed on Instagram. She's just past 80 million.
Ooh.
And so
So they're
she
salty?
recently posted, yeah, she recently posted like a pictures of her eyebrows. She got them laminated and she was like, I think I might have overdone it. And then Kylie posted, or Haley, one of those two bitches, posted a picture. I think it was Kylie, posted a picture of a close up of her FaceTiming with Haley. And the picture she posted was just both of their eyebrows. And it just made some snarky comment about it. And they're trying to play it off like, oh my gosh, I would never shade on her. Like, you're reading too much into it. People are like, no, but that's not the first time that Kylie or Haley or Kendall have made little jabs at Selena Gomez. And
That's
people
so
are like,
sad.
it's so sad. And
That is so
for
depressing.
what? And
That is so terrible.
it is. And just them being mean girls and hating for no reason.
See, what are
And
we showing
so,
people? Like, what are we showing people of how to treat each other and how to treat
right,
women?
right.
Like, if they're
Come
doing
on.
it, it's like, well, it normalizes speaking to each other like shit and
Right.
treating ourselves like shit. And
Right. And so I think a lot of people are feeling like once is a fucking coincidence, but a few times is not a coincidence. Like we're starting to put the puzzle together that you guys are just fucking bitches. And they're quote unquote Hailey Bieber is known for being a mean girl.
ugh,
And I heard somebody on TikTok saying she needs to honestly get herself a better PR team because at the end of the day, they're the ones who put together what's being posted out there for the public to see.
right.
And I feel and for her to do better as a woman, but I feel like it's not her PR team, it's her. At the end of the day, she has to approve what's being posted. She has to give a nod to what goes up, and that is her reputation. She is choosing to be seen as a mean girl. That's how she wants to be seen. Because when
Hmm.
you're a mean girl, people think you're untouchable, you're elite. And I think they want to be seen that way. I
That's
don't
true.
think it's on accident. I think that's how they're
I think
choosing
it's a
to portray
strategy.
themselves right.
Yeah. Yeah, because the
Yeah,
more
I think it's a
controversial you
strategy.
are, the more
Mhm.
controversial you are, in that world and in the social
Right.
media shitty world, the more controversy you can bring about,
Hmm. Yeah.
it's you're gonna at least bring attention, and that could mean, again, more
Money.
financial gain. So
Right. I
it's
think
just
that's
like
all
how
what
when the
it's
media
for.
stirs shit up, it's just like when the media in general stirs everybody up. It's all to get
True.
the clicks. It's to get the clicks. It's to get everybody's eyes on you. And
Hmm.
sadly, I mean, it does work, but
Yeah, it
this is
works.
this is
We
why untraining our brain to
care,
to
not
well,
care.
yeah, care and not care about certain things, because that's what they want us to be focusing on too. So
Right.
it's definitely just a sneaky little strategy that they're doing.
That's
They're
all it
stirring
is.
up controversy. They're
Mhm.
stirring up controversy, and it's like,
For no reason
oh my god, because they
I
want
mean,
to
it
be
just doesn't
relevant. I mean,
they just
that's the thing about that world. There's a lot of pressure to stay relevant,
mhm.
and that's
And that's what
that's what
she's
they're
known for,
trying to do.
no offense to Hailey Bieber, but she has no skill set. She's not a professional at anything in particular except for being Justin Bieber's wife and for hating Selena Gomez. And that's
Ugh,
all that she's
it's
doing
tragic.
is
That is
the only
tragic.
thing that she knows how to do. Like those are the only two things that she's known for.
That's
And so
sad.
she has to keep up with it, to be honest. Otherwise she's
Yeah.
just fucking fading through the wind. And it's
Right. Yeah.
sad.
And that's sad. Like that's sad that she has to sit in that energy all day to conjure up like these terrible, like evil little schemes, these
I
little ideas
agree.
like this. Like she's probably like this, like behind closed
Yes.
doors and like trying to like create a little scandal.
Mhm.
And it's
And people
like
are like,
that's the brand that she's built up. And
that's her brand. That's her brand.
it's
Exactly.
unfortunate. That's
It's actually
unfortunate.
nail on the head for her. Like this is what she's known for. And people are like, first of all, nobody fucking they think that she's hating because obviously she's Justin Bieber's ex-girlfriend. And it's like nobody wants your fucking dusty ass husband. Like he's fucking toxic. Clearly
Dusty
you're
husband.
toxic. Like whenever I see videos of them too, like
Toxic
he
attracts
don't, he
toxic.
doesn't like her. Like it doesn't seem like he's into it. It was probably a PR stunt, like their whole marriage.
Oh, probably. For sure. Yeah, they do
I
that.
just
They
think
force
it's
they force celebrities together all the time
all
because
the time they do. And I think,
they make it
yeah.
look a certain way.
And speaking of
That's
that, that's like, I think what's happening with the whole Bad Bunny Kendall Jenner thing is that it's just a PR stunt so that he could start being featured on the show so they can bring up the ratings because he has a huge following, and he's really big in the Hispanic community. And I
Mhm.
think it's going to start bringing, they think it's going to start bringing attention back to the show and back to them. And I don't think it's anything more than that. I don't think he's actually interested in Kendall Jenner, or maybe he is, but I guarantee he's getting a paycheck from dating her and being seen out in public with her
Oh,
and
for
being
sure.
featured on the show, possibly.
Oof.
But I know Hispanic women everywhere are fucking pissed. Like every time anything that is like Bad Bunny comes up on my
I
feed, it's
don't
like
listen
people
to
are like,
Bad Bunny. I know of Bad Bunny. I don't
right,
listen, like,
same,
but I mean, teach their
yeah,
own.
yeah, to each their own. So we'll see how all that plays out. But that is my hot topic.
God
Food for
damn.
thought.
Yeah, it just shows you. Like, there's so
Yeah,
many things that are just fake. It's just
I
fake.
agreed.
Fake, fake,
I
fake.
agree.
Like, authenticity is like non-existent in that world. So
Right.
just keep in mind everything that you see, everything that you hear. Like there's always a strategy
It's
behind
all a
it. There's
scam
always
for some
something.
specific
It's
reason.
all a scam. Yeah. There's always something like a different motive, you know?
Agreed.
So it's all this crap is like, ugh, so annoying. But
I know.
at the root of it all, just care about you and your life and don't body shame yourself.
Don't body shame
And
yourself,
try not to,
man.
obviously,
Don't
don't
body
body
shame other
shame
women.
others.
Yeah.
Don't body
Yeah.
shame other women either. If they have a shitty personality, well, that's a different story. That's a different
Right.
topic. We're
Yeah.
not attacking physical qualities. If you're a bad person,
You're a bad person.
I'm gonna call you out. You know,
Yeah.
I can call you out if I want if you're a bad person. But you know, anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the episode. Hope you
Yes.
all got something from it
Follow us
and
on
enjoyed talking
social
about it.
media.
Follow
Follow,
us on socials.
review our Apple podcast, give it 5 stars, leave a review.
5 stars. And
Thanks, guys.
thank you so much. I believe we do have listener support still
We do.
activated. So if you do feel like supporting the podcast, feel free. I think my dog's crying. Feel free to support the podcast. We love you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and we will catch you. We'll catch you next
Perfect
Wednesday.
goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.